Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Mechanical Engineering Exams Made Simple. So in this video, let us see some extremely important, very good questions from automobile engineering, which is your second paper for your assistant motor vehicle inspector examination, whether it may be APPSC or TSPSC. Let us see some good questions. Consider the simple gear train SGT and compound gear train CGT. Which of the following is a wrong statement? So which of the following is a wrong statement? So here C is the wrong statement. So what is C here? C is the train value in the CGT is the ratio of the product of teeth on the driven gears to the product of teeth on the driving gears. Actually it is the reverse. So that is the wrong answer. Let us mark it. Right. Next question. In the tabular or algebraic method of determining the train value, okay, train value or velocity ratio in the epicyclic gear trains, when the arm is fixed for one revolution of wheel A, the revolution of wheel B will be T and TB, the respective teeth. So here actually the correct answer is A minus TA by TB. Okay, why it is so? Because actually when the gears are externally meshing, the velocity ratio will be negative, right? So that is the reasoning here. So it is A minus TA by TB. Next question. In a shaft of diameter D subjected to a torque T, the shear stress induced will be equal to, we know that it is, so how we will get this equation? We will get the equation from T by J is equal to Fs by R. Okay, so R is equal to D by 2, right? So J is equal to pi by 32 D to the power of 4. What is J here? It is the polar moment of inertia. It is double the moment of inertia about the x axis or y axis, because here circular object is a symmetrical object for which Ixx and Iyy will be both same. So here substituting your J is equal to pi by 32 D power 4 and R is equal to D by 2, you will get Fs is equal to, or shear stress is equal to pi by 16 D cube, pi by 16 okay, T is equal to pi by 16 D cube into Fs, or Fs is equal to T by pi by 16 D cube, both are same. So let us mark the answer 16 T by pi D cube, that is the answer. Right. A shaft having its modulus of medial modulus of rigidity G and length L when subjected to a torque T will have its angular deflection. So how we will have the angular deflection? So we know that T by J is equal to G theta by L. Okay. So T by J is equal to G theta by L. So we know that. So he is asking angular deflection. So TL by GJ. What is T here? Torque. L is the length of the shaft, G is the modulus of rigidity, and J is the polar moment of inertia. So these are the parameters. So you can easily see from this expression that, so he is asking the theta. So it is proportional to T and proportional to L and inversely proportional to G and inversely proportional to J. So let us select the answer, correct answer. So yes, what is the correct answer here? The correct answer is actually, so let us see the correct answer here. By inspecting the your equation, you can easily see that A is the correct answer, right? Directly proportional to and inversely proportional to G, right? Next question. Choose the correct statement from the following. So here he is giving or comparing the maximum shear stress theory, which is called Gestalt-Resca theory, and also maximum principal stress theory, which are two important theories of failure for the materials. It is also called maximum principal stress theory, is also called your Rankine's theory. You know that maximum principal stress theory or Rankine's theory is used for brittle materials, and your maximum shear stress theory, Gestalt-Resca theory, is used for your ductile materials. So let us choose the correct answer. So here the correct answer from whatever we have discussed, that is your correct answer is C is the correct answer. Okay, C is the correct answer. Maximum shear stress is called Guest theory and is basically used for ductile materials such as mild steel. You know that mild steel is a ductile material and cast iron is a brittle material. So for cast iron you have to use the Rankine's theory of theories of failure. Okay, right. Next, that is also called maximum principal stress theory. Next question: a solid mild shaft is subjected to a bending moment M and the torque T is equal to 2M. The equivalent bending moment ME and the equivalent torque T for this shaft in terms of bending moment are respectively. So you know the formula that ME is equal to equivalent bending moment is equal to whenever any shaft is subjected to bending moment as well as your torque, it is M square plus T square under root of this. Okay, this is the equation. And your TE is equal to, so TE is equal to, you know that TE is equal to under root of M square plus T square. So now substitute where M is the moment, bending moment, and T is the torque. Okay, so substitute. He has given that it is. He has also given that what he has given. So T is equal to 2M. So substitute this and for T substitute 2M and get the expression TE and ME in terms of the M only. So by doing so you will get the answer. By doing so you will get the answer. D is the correct answer. Okay, so you are going to get the D is the correct answer. So please substitute them. So the magnitude of static friction Fs and the magnitude of dynamic friction Fd bears a constant ratio with the normal reaction. Now which of the following are correct? So he is now making a comparison between the static friction and also dynamic friction. So out of the given statements, which is the correct statement he is asking. So let us see the correct answer for this. This is for this. Actually B is the correct answer. So what is B here? So B is Fd is less than Fs. That means always dynamic friction is always less than the static friction, because actually when the body starts moving the friction gets reduced, but as long as the body rests on another surface, definitely the coefficient of friction will be more than dynamic friction, but at the point of sliding at the moment of sliding it will be maximum, right? So definitely dynamic friction is always less than the static friction. So that is the correct answer. Let us mark the answer. Fd is less than Fs. The magnitude of dynamic friction depends upon. So here he is asking on which factors the magnitude of dynamic friction is going to depend upon. So is it both materials in contact and normal reaction, or neither of them, or only materials, or only normal reaction? So actually here the correct answer for this is actually it is A. The A is the correct answer. Both the materials in contact and also the normal reaction. So that is the correct answer. Alright. Next question, boys. So in friction, select the correct statement about coefficient of friction. So he is asking the coefficient of friction. So you know the relationship between coefficient of friction and also angular friction. So your mu is equal to, what is that? Coefficient of friction is equal to tan phi, where phi is the angular friction. You know that relation. So let us write down mu is equal to tan phi, where phi is the angular friction and your mu is the coefficient of friction. So now in most cases, so here the correct answer is B. In most cases it is less than 1, but in rare cases it is greater than 1. All others are wrong answers. So it is most cases it is less than 1, but in very rarest of the rarest cases the coefficient of friction is more than 1. Let us see the last question for today. If Fi phi is the angular friction, the given below value that gives the coefficient of friction, you know that mu is equal to tan phi, right? So he is asking, he has written in another form, right? After tan phi I can write 1 by cot phi. So he has written in terms of cot phi, right? 1 by tan phi is equal to cot phi, but 1 by cot phi is equal to tan phi. So what is the correct answer here? So correct answer is the A. So it is neither, your coefficient of friction is neither related to sine angle or your cos angle, but it is a ratio of the sine angle and cos angle, that is tan angle. So tan of the angular friction is going to give the coefficient of friction. So 1 by cot phi, we know that it is tan phi. So the correct answer is actually, correct answer is your first one, that is your A. That is the correct answer. Okay. So in this video we have seen very extremely good and very extremely important question from the point of your APPSC and TSPSC AME examination, boys. So if you like my channel, please like, comment, share, and also share among your groups and contacts. Also subscribe also, right? So if you are watching my channel for the first time, please subscribe and support me. So thanks for watching my video, and we are going to see much more videos, many number of videos actually on my channel, Mechanical Engineering Exams Made Simple. Number of videos are there which are very extremely useful, very useful for your TSPSC and AMVI, APPSC, Assistant Motor Vehicle Inspector examination, especially for your automobile engineering paper, which is the second paper. So please follow, and I have made number of shorts also which are very useful for you. So please my channel, please watch my channel, enjoy, and also learn more subject and get perfectly prepared for your upcoming TSPSC and APPSC Assistant Motor Vehicle Inspector examinations. Once again, all the best. Let us meet in a very good video, extremely useful video very shortly. Thanks for watching my video. All the best.